Coming up today, we're joined by Viktoria Bitter.
It feels extra important to be that for people in the community, to show them that it's okay. And
We'll tell you about the legendary disco funkers set to grace Newcastle next year. And Dan will give us his top 5 from this weekend's gig guide. Produced on Awabakal and Warramai land, this is The Good Stuff, powered by BYD on Newcastle Live.
This is
Good.
stuff.
The Good Stuff! Boney M are set to take to the stage next year in Newcastle as part of their Australian farewell tour. The iconic group will celebrate all the chart toppers that cemented them as superstars of the disco era. With songs like Sunny, Rasputin and Daddy Cool, you're going to need a lie down after this one. To find out more, head on over to newcastlelive.com.au.
Newcastle Live. Newcastle Live.
The incredibly talented local drag queen and performer Viktoria Bitter has just returned home to Maitland. We're joined for a chat live at the very first drag bingo night to ever happen at the Grand Junction Hotel. So, how did you first get into drag and what was it that inspired you?
oh my gosh, I think maybe about 5 years ago, I wrote a cabaret because I'm a performer.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to make my own work so people could see what I did rather than sitting and waiting for the phone to ring. And so I did a cabaret, and in that there was this like character that was kind of draggy. It was like a bit of makeup and like gender fuckery, but I didn't really know what it was. Anyway, I did that show, and then I did my BFA in music theatre, and I got a role in Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Amazing.
Dream role.
Yeah.
Playing Felicia, which was also a dream character.
Gosh.
And part of that is obviously the drag. And so doing that show every night, and I was like, started in the daytime, just started to play with makeup. And then when I got home, I discovered Drag Race.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, this is like drag queens in the world. Like, it's okay to do drag all the time. And it's like a career thing. And so I guess just started to experiment with like going out in drag, and it was 2017 when I first put on drag and went out to a club, and that was like the most incredible experience ever, and I was hooked from that moment on.
Yeah. What do you think have been some of the biggest learning curves for you so far?
Oh my gosh, so much. I mean, I learned so much about myself, like through the character of Victoria and through performing for people and people's stories when they come and talk to me about how I impacted them, and that sort of helps me understand that what I do really is special.
Yeah. Of course it is.
Yeah, but sometimes it doesn't feel like that until you see people react. And the other week, a girl came up to me and she was like, "You're the first drag queen I've ever seen in my life," and it was amazing. So to have those moments with people is really special. But I've learned a lot about myself in terms of my own gender expression and my sexuality and femininity and masculinity, and kind of I love to mesh those together in my drag. So and that's also a really learning experience, to feel comfortable exploring and showing people that. It can be vulnerable but exciting. I love telling stories. And so that's what I do in my drag, and all of the songs I pick are always story-based. I love to create characters. So drag is just one part of what I do as a performer. But being here in the Hunter and in Newcastle and in Maitland, I'm only back from living in Melbourne for 10 years. And so it's really exciting to come home and in a new way and perform, because this is the place that I left because I felt like I couldn't do this here.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what's it like to come back all these years later? Like, a lot has changed.
So much has changed, but then also not a lot has either. So it's been really exciting and really nice to come home and to be welcomed and to have a lot of opportunities to perform in drag, which is really wonderful. That's something that I never saw when I was a kid growing up around this area. And because there's a lack of that sort of visibility of queerness around, it feels extra important to be that for people in the community, and to show them that it's okay, and to come out and experience it. And it's nice to be home. I feel like I'm doing something really important and really special.
It's a real full circle moment.
It is, isn't it?
Amazing.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, look, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. It's been awesome to chat with you.
Thanks so much.
This is where it sounds good.
Good stuff.
Here's my top 5 picks from the Newcastle Live gig guide for this weekend. At number 5, G-Flip. Can't go past her show at the Bar on the Hill, and it's the last on her current tour, so keep your ear out for an after party. At number 4, we'll have some Grindland and Photo of the Moon at the Lass. In third place, I've got Piper Butcher at the Stag, and we'll have to put Amy V's gig at Adamstown Bolo on the list. But the number 1 gig for the weekend has to be Thrashville, happening up at Dashville all over the weekend. You can't miss this show. But don't take my word for it. Make your own list by heading to newcastlelive.com.au.
This is
Good
stuff. That's it for the good stuff today. I'd love to say a big thank you to Viktoria Bitter for joining us for a chat. Thanks heaps for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow from 4 p.m. for more of the good stuff.